In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on May 20th, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Atlanta Braves versus Miami Marlins. The Atlanta Braves and the Miami Marlins returned to action on Friday night in an early National League East showdown as the teams below the front-running New York Mets jockey for position behind them. The Braves come in losers of 3 out of 4 in 4 of their past 6 games. They sit half a game behind Miami entering play on Friday. The Marlins have won 3 out of 5 and are fresh off of a series win over the Nationals. Friday's pitching matchup will feature veteran right-hander Charlie Morton of the Braves against Miami left-hander Trevor Rogers. The Braves and Marlins start up their series after each having the day off on Thursday. Atlanta is heading down to South Beach after a devastating extra inning loss to the Brewers on Wednesday. That ultimately cost them the series. Not only will they be looking to avenge that loss, they'll be out for revenge against Miami. The Marlins were able to take a series from the Braves earlier in the season by exploiting the bullpen in the later innings. However, Atlanta's relievers have been much improved since that series. The Braves' bullpen ERA is right alongside that of the Marlins at this point of the season, putting a lot of this game's outcome on the starters and lineups. Miami has put an emphasis on having one of the best starting rotations in baseball. But Trevor Rogers has not been quite as successful as Pablo Lopez and Sandy Alcantara. He's just 2-4 on the year, with his first loss coming against this same Braves team. He wasn't the primary reason for the loss, but Atlanta has since gotten back Ronald Acuna Jr. and has been more productive. They now have 7 hitters with at least 15 RBI, whereas the Marlins have just 3 such hitters. That should allow Charlie Morton to fare well after looking great in his last 2 starts. He allowed just 2 hits in each and just 1 total run while striking out 14 hitters. Outside of Jorge Soler's power and Jazz Chisholm's 27 RBI, the Marlins simply do not have bats consistent enough to outproduce the likes of Matt Olson and Austin Riley. Now with Acuna Jr. back in the lineup on a regular basis, Atlanta should come out strong from their rest day to work their way past the Marlins in the National League East. With the Marlins putting such an emphasis on their pitching staff, it's caused them to have one of the weaker lineups in the league. They're currently middle of the pack in most statistical categories, and that is while largely outperforming expectations. Morton has only allowed a single run in his last 2 starts, and those were against the likes of Manny Machado and former MVP Christian Yelich. With an improved, rested bullpen behind him, Miami should struggle to drive in runs. One of the reasons the Marlins went all in on their pitching is due to where they play. Lone Depot Park in Miami is known as a pitcher's park, ranking 26th out of 30 for both home runs and overall runs. That also hinders the power of Olson and Riley for the Braves. They're still great enough hitters to hit the gaps, but may slow down Atlanta's ability to get runs in large bunches. We have 2 terrific arms on the mound, 2 average offenses, and one of the best pitching environments in all of baseball in Lone Depot Park. Morton has shown excellent form in his last 2 outings after a rough beginning to the season. And Richards has a nearly identical story. He began 2022 poorly, but bounced back with 2 dominant efforts in his last 2 outings. Ironically, also both against the Brewers and Padres. Rogers' other scoreless start of 2022 came against these Braves, showing that he can get the job done against his division rivals. Both of these pitchers are way better than their early season stat lines, and both have been rounding into form and showing off their elite stuff lately. So tune in to watch some terrific pitching. This one has all the earmarks of a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago White Sox versus New York Yankees. The Chicago White Sox have been struggling this season due to underperformance and injuries, as they are currently second in the American League Central with a 19-19 record. They will have veteran lefty Dallas Keuchel pitching and is coming off a no decision against these New York Yankees as he pitched 5 shutout innings while giving up 4 hits with 3 walks and strikeouts. The New York Yankees have been playing extremely well to begin the season, as they are currently atop the American League East with a 28-10 record so far. They will be sending southpaw Nestor Cortes Jr. to the mound for this game and is coming off a victory against the Chicago White Sox as he threw 8 innings and allowed a run on 3 hits with no walks and 7 strikeouts. After just a single series since their last meeting, the White Sox and Yankees are back at it this weekend. It will be just a 3-game series this time around after New York took 3 of the 4 games in the prior series. The Yankees will also have the luxury of being in the Bronx this time around. Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton should be able to put the hitter-friendly ballpark to good use facing Dallas Keuchel on Friday night. The lefty has been better in his last 2 starts, but was one of the best pitchers to fade earlier in the season. His most recent start was in the previous series against the Yankees, and it was the one game of the series that the White Sox won. There should be no doubt that New York remembers that and will be out for some revenge. It's not the lineup that needs to avenge that loss. However, Stanton went 3 for 4 with an RBI and 4 of the top 5 hitters all recorded a hit. Despite the only low-scoring game in that series, the expected runs for the Yankees were far greater than the 2 they drove home. New York's lineup is simply too potent for Keuchel and Chicago's bullpen, which is the 5th worst in the league. The issue in the previous game was Jordan Montgomery allowing 2 early runs. Now it will be the Yankees countering with a lefty of their own, Nestor Cortes. The famous mustache has been a stud this season, most recently against the Sox. He pitched 8 innings, giving up just 1 run on 3 hits to Chicago. He struck out 7 hitters on the way to an easy series finale win. Now pitching in the series opener, Cortes should get plenty of support from Judge and company for a win Friday night. The New York Yankees money line is our full game side pick. The Chicago White Sox are coming off scoring 7 runs in their last game against the Kansas City Royals on Thursday and should be doing well with some hot bats to score a couple of runs in this game against Cortes. The offense of the White Sox are not as bad as the stats look and need to turn things around here. The Yankees have averaged 4.78 runs per game in their 18 home games so far this season. The Yankees went over this total themselves twice in the last series against the White Sox less than a week ago. They opened up the series scoring 15 runs, followed by 10 more in the second game. Chicago's bullpen ERA has remained over 4 and is approaching league worst territory. Regardless, New York doesn't seem to mind who is on the mound. They've been mashing the ball, as they now lead the league in team OPS and are in the top 5 for runs scored. They've scored 10 or more runs 6 times in the last month and are putting Yankee Stadium to good use. The short fence down the poles of the field have the ballpark ranked as the 8th best for home runs, a great advantage for power hitters such as Judge and Stanton. Most of the damage should come from the Yankees, but the Sox still have some power as well. Jose Abreu has the potential to go deep as much as anyone in the league. However, he and the rest of the Sox have not been consistent in that regard this season. That should allow the Yankees to keep their lead, with Chicago only contributing to benefit the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Philadelphia Phillies. The Los Angeles Dodgers head east to take on the Philadelphia Phillies, looking for redemption after the Phillies took it to Los Angeles just last weekend. In Los Angeles, the Phillies pounded out 33 runs in 4 games and took 3 of 4 in the series. The pitching matchup on Friday night will be 20-21-20 game winner Julio Urias against fellow lefty Ranger Suarez of the Phillies. It's not the easiest to take the Dodger as a big favorite on the road against a team that was 3 outs away from sweeping them in a 4-game series just last weekend, but the Dodgers are one of the best teams in baseball. Their offense is firing on all cylinders, and they hold a decent edge in the starting pitching department in this matchup. Julio Urias asserted himself as a top-end starting pitcher in 2021, and while his results have not been as impressive in 2022, he still has a much better track record than Ranger Suarez. Both of these teams are potent offensively, but there is a clear gap between the Phillies' strong bats and the Dodgers' elite ones. While Urias is unlikely to completely shut down the Phillies' bats, he won't need to be perfect, as Los Angeles will be able to pile up plenty of runs, having gotten a good look at Suarez last time around. Suarez came out on top when these 2 hurlers met last weekend, but Urias will turn the tables this time. Look for the Dodgers' power-hitting lineup of right-handed hitters, including Betts and both Turners, to have a field day in the home run-friendly Philly ballpark. The Los Angeles Dodgers money line is our full game side pick. The Dodgers have gone over the run total in 8 of their last 10 games. In the series against Philadelphia last weekend, all 4 games went over the run total. The run total has gone over in 6 out of the 7 games that Suarez has started this season. The Phillies have gone over the run total in 6 of their last 10 games entering play on Thursday. The Dodgers rank first in MLB in runs per game, while the Phillies Phillies rank 7th. The two teams are among the top 10 home run teams in baseball, with Philadelphia ranked 6th and the Dodgers coming in at 9th. When Urias and Suarez faced off in Los Angeles, the two teams combined for 11 runs, and they very easily could combine for even more in this game. Citizens Bank Park is one of the best hitting environments in baseball, ranked 7th overall for the last 3 years. Both of these lefty arms will face some powerful right-handed bats in Mookie Betts, Trea Turner, Justin Turner, Nick Castellanos, and Juan Segura. Neither Freddie Freeman nor Bryce Harper care which hand a pitcher throws with, as they just mash everyone. The Dodgers are arguably the best offense in the league, and the Phillies are in the top 10 as well, and they both will be able to do significant damage against pitchers who have not shown their best stuff yet in 2022. Expect a high-scoring affair in Game 1 of this series. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.